Dear students, today we are going to continue with the error correcting codes. So first of all, error correcting code, its name is to correct error. So here we are going to examine 4 approaches. Out of the first approach is Hamming code, second is binary convolution code, third is Reed-Solomon code, and fourth is low density parity check. We are also calling it as an LDPC code. Right? You are requested to know that all these codes are adding redundancy to the sent information. So let us first of all check the Hamming code. So before I start Hamming code with an example, I would like to continue with an basic idea of Hamming code. So first of all, Hamming code does what? It corrects error, right? But before correction, it has to also detect whether error is there or not. So here, let us take an example, and then after we will continue with the algorithm, so that you can trace the algorithm nicely. So for example, sender is having data. At sender side, sender is having data. For example, data is 1101. If sender wants to send this data, so definitely data will go in this way. So for example, first of all, 1 is there. So 1 would be my first bit sent to my receiver. Then after this, next one is my bit sent to my receiver. Then after this, third bit, and then after this is going to be the fourth bit. So likewise, my receiver is going to receive data. First of all, is going to receive 1101. Correct? But here in Hamming code, sender is not directly sending data originally. He adds something. That something is what we are calling it as a parity. He is going to add parity. But calculation of parity algorithm is different quite over here. So let us see that first of all, we are having a block. Correct? And in block we all know the 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1. So we are not going to utilize this first. So it is reserved to store parity number 1. We are also knowing that 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2. So here we are going to store parity number 2. So again it is reserved. Then after 2 raised to, this is not equal to 4, right? So you have to see here 2 raised to something. 2 raised to, it can be anything. So this is third number position over here. So here in third number position I cannot put my parity. Why? Because it is not coming under 2 raised to something. So here we are going to store our data bit. So that's why we do call it as a D3. Correct? Then after fourth position, so we can say 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4. So we are going to store here P4 number parity. So here we are having first number parity called P1, second number parity called P2, and third number parity called P4. So it is also reserved. We cannot put our data over here. And then after it fifth number position, we can put data number 5. At 6 number position, we can put data number 6. At 7 number position, likewise we have to see. But whenever you found that it comes as a 2 raised to something, so at that point in time it is reserved for to store parity. So here if we are going to consider our data, so first of all my 1 bit will received by my receiver. Then after again 1 bit having value 1, then after 0, then after 1. So if the data number 7, my data bits are over. I do not have anything to then, so I am not going to calculate the previous parity. So this is going to be my data block. This is going to be my data block. But you can see here the 3 spaces are not having any value. So we have to calculate that, right? So here you can see that if I want to calculate the parity, so how to calculate parity number I? If you want to calculate parity number I, so I can say that from ith position, you have to take I bits and skip I bits. Right? So let us take an example of P1 over here. If I is having value 1, so at that point in time from first position I have to take 1 bit and skip 1 bit. Right? If I want to calculate parity number 2, so from second position take 2 and skip 2 values. If I want to calculate parity number 4, so from fourth position take 4 values, take 4 bits and skip 4 bits. So likewise we have to calculate. So let us see what if P1 I want to calculate. So from position number 1, so you can see over here, I have to take one value, right? So I consider okay, I want to calculate P1. I don't know what would be the value of P1. So I have to take one and skip one. So I have taken this, I have to skip this, I have to take this, right? I have to skip this, I have to take this, I have to skip this value, I have to take this, right? So 1 1 1, I assume here that I have used here even parity fundamental, so odd ones are there, so it will be having value 1. Now let us calculate parity number 2. So from second position take 2, skip 2. From second position, right, from this take 2 and skip 2. We are not knowing parity 2 value, right? So take 2 bits. So 1 bit we are not knowing its value, and then after take 1 value, and then after we are bound to skip these 2 values. Let us skip it and consider next 2 values. 0 1 having odd number of 1, so having value 0. Let us calculate parity number 4. Parity number 4 meaning is from 4th position, right? So parity number 4 is equal to, we are supposed to take 4 values. So 1 we are not knowing, 2 3 4, 1 0 1, even number of ones are there, so it would be having value 0. After calculating this, a user will do what? A user is going to put these values over here, right? So my parity number 1 would be having value 1, my parity number 2 is having value 0, and my parity number 4 is having value 1. So if you are going to see here, then we will be having one newer data block. According to that data block, 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, this many values would be there. After calculating this is the process done at the sender side. Now sender will do what? Sender is going to submit it to the receiver, correct? So here at the receiver side, I assume my receiver has received 10 10 101, same value, correct? My receiver has received this. So receiver is also going to cross check over here that parities are matching or not, or whether any bit got flipped or not. So in that scenario, he knows that this is parity number 1, this is parity number 2, this is parity number 4, we are not having parity number 8, and this is data number 3, this is data number 4, this is data number 5, right? And this is data number 5, this is data number 6, and this is data number 7. Okay, right? Likewise. So here with the help of this all data, receiver is going to cross check. So receiver is going to map here that what would be the parity number 1 value. He is going to apply the same fundamental, take 1 and skip 1. So he has already taken this, we will not consider it because it has to cross check. Skip this, take this, so we will write here 1, skip this, take this 1, skip this, take this 1, right? So odd number of ones are there, so answer would be 1. So he is going to cross check, okay, parity 1 is matching or not? Yes, it is matching, correct? Now he is going to calculate parity number 2. If he is going to calculate parity number 2, so take 2, skip 2. We will not take this 2 because we are supposed to check it. So this is second number value, skip this 2 values, right? So skip this 2 value and rest of the 2 values I need to take. Even number of ones are there. Is it matching? Yes, it is. Yes, it is matching. Now we are bound to calculate parity number 4. If we are bound to calculate parity number 4, take 4 values. I will not consider that. 1 2 3, 1 0 1. Even number of ones 0. Is it matching? Yes. So according to this, sender and receiver has received exactly the same content which sender has sent, right? But let us assume that in physical medium 1 bit got flipped, right? Okay, so here you can see my receiver has received 1, my sender has sent 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. This is my sender has sent, but I assume my receiver has received after 1 bit got flipped. So I assume it is having value 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 0 1, correct? So this bit got flipped, correct? Rest of the content are same. So again my receiver is going to see, okay, this is parity number 1, this is parity number 2, and this is parity number 4. So he will be calculating parity 1, 2 and 4, correct? So parity number 1 says, okay, this is what we are supposed to check. So skip this, take this. 1, skip this, take this. 1, skip this, take this. 1, even number of odd number of ones are there, so it would be having value 1. Is it 1? Yes, matching. Calculate parity number 2, right? Take 2 values, right? So I do not know parity number 2 values, so I'll take only third value, which is 1 over here. Skip this 2 values. Take next 2 values, 1, 0, 1. Even number of ones are there? Yes, it should be 0. Is it 0? No, it is not 0, right? Let us calculate P4 again, right? So take 4 values. So P4 I don't know, so I have to take this 3 values, 1, 0, 1. Even number of ones are there, it should be 0. Is it 0? Yes, right? So one parity value is not matching. So how to map this? So as per our knowledge, we are writing polynomial equation like this: x raised to 0, x raised to 1, x raised to 2. You can see here, if you are having more parity value, you are supposed to go over here, right? So here I have to put parity number 1 value, because we all are knowing that x raised to 0 is equal to 1. I assume x is equal to having base 2, right? So 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1, 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2, 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4. So here I supposed to put parity number 1, parity number 2 and parity number 4. Likewise I need to put parity number 1. Is it matching? Yes, it is matching. So no change is required. Parity number 2. Is it matching? No, it is not matching. So yes, change is required. Parity number 4. Is it matching? Yes, it is matching. So no changes required. Say if you are going to see here, so this 0, 1, 0 in this we are calling if this has been written in a binary logic, so we are knowing that it is having value 1, 0 is equal to 0, 1, 0 is having value 2, meaning second number bit got flipped. Second number bit got flipped. So if you are going to put here 0, and if you are going to recalculate P1, P2, P4, everything would be same over here. So likewise my receiver can say here 0 should be there in place of 1, rest of the content should be as it is, right? So likewise my user can also detect as well as correct this kind of errors, right? But this is helpful for identifying only single bit error. If multi-bit errors are there, at that point in time Hamming code will not be helpful.